What's up everyone? So in this video, we'll be looking at the best and worst NBA teams per category. The Warriors are the best and the Lakers, which are my team, are the biggest disappointment. So this article, another article by Fadeaway Wall, the gift that keeps on giving. So without further ado, let's just get into it. We are pressing on our way to the 25 game mark for most teams. This article was written way back in December 7th, 2021. That was last year. So the games have changed. So we are starting to get a gauge of that the teams are sticking out the most. The teams are sticking out the most. So yeah. So the best team is the Golden State Warriors. So when the Phoenix Suns impressed the league with an 18-game winning streak, it suddenly gave the team some reason to be mentioned in this category. With that said, the Warriors are the best team on paper, the team that has the third best scoring offense, top defense, and the best point differentials, the plus 13 in the league. Stephen Curry is competing for his second straight scoring title with the lead, to lead the team in a 20-4 overall record, which is tied with the Phoenix Suns for the best record in the league. So you can see the Warriors, the resurgence is evident. Even without Klay Thompson, the Warriors just came out and, did their thing the way they did it in the 73-9, season, the 2015-2016 season. But they're not going to go 73-9 because as we speak today, they're 29-9. They just lost the game this morning to the Brandon Ingram's New Orleans Pelicans. So, yeah. It was the Warriors that defeated the Suns to break the 18-game winning streak last week. It was funny. The Suns went on an 18-game winning streak, but they didn't even become a first seed. So, that shows you how the West... I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but hey. The team is doing well without Klay Thompson, the Warriors. Keep that in mind. Once Klay Thompson comes back, any form of contribution is going to help the team. The experience alone of making 5 straight NBA Finals and 3 championships is an upgrade in some capacity. So the runner-up for the best team in the league is the Phoenix Suns. Now, going on to the worst team is the Detroit Pistons. So the Detroit Pistons expect to be in the cellar of the standing to receive the number 1 overall pick like the way they did last year. So Cade Cunningham has been struggling. He's just 19. Give him some time and he should develop. But the team owns just 4 wins this year. So I mean, that's crazy. The Pelicans looked like the worst team in the league, but something had to be said about Zion Williamson's absence. So yeah, that's expected. With Detroit sinking to the bottom, fans can only hope that Chan Holmgren comes to town. The duo of Cunningham and Holmgren will give fans hope for the future. Killian Hayes is only 20 years old too. As we get closer to the deadline, you should expect to hear more interest in Jeremy Grant getting traded, which would net Detroit another first-round pick. So the runner-up for the worst team is the Orlando Magic. So these are the 2 worst teams. The title was held by It was held by the New Orleans Pelicans. Then, the Detroit Pistons, had to be the worst team. And going to the next category is offense. The best offense, we have Charlotte Hornets with my favorite player, LaMelo Ball. I like LaMelo Ball. He's pretty good. Statistically speaking, the Hornets are the best offense in the league. That's right. Even with Curry, KD, and Giannis leading the teams, the LaMelo Ball-led Hornets are averaging the best offense with 115.8 points per game. If the Hornets played a little defense, the overall point differential will be higher, but the team is really looking like a playoff contender this year. A lot of their production has to do with the variance of items. For starters, Ball looks like a borderline all-star candidate. He got voted for he's going to make his first all-star appearance. It's most likely. Averaging 20 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 8.2 assists. Woo, that's crazy. Miles Bridges is the front runner for the most improved player of the year, averaging 20.4 points and 7.3 rebounds. Terry Rozier is averaging 17.7 points, while Gordon Hayward is averaging 17.3 points. So you can see Scary Terry is back. He never regressed, and Gordon Hayward is just looking like Gordon Hayward that was playing for the Utah Jazz. And the runner-up for the best offense is the Utah Jazz with 114 points per game. So the best defensive team, the Golden State Warriors. When you say defense and you mention the Golden State Warriors, the first name that comes to mind is Draymond Money Green. 23 green. There is not a single team holding opponents to less than 100 points this season. The Warriors lead the pack by holding teams to 100 points per game. The Warriors are holding opposition teams to the second lowest rebounding totals. Another fun fact is that the team is doing this without even James Wiseman in the lineup. Actually pretty crazy. Kevin Looney has been solid, to say the least, and he owns the 9th best rebounding percentage, while Otto Porter is leading the league in overall defensive rating. The player behind him is Curry. Draymond Green could make a bid for Defensive Player of the Year. If he doesn't win, he'll continue to defend 2 different positions on the court. So, I mean, Draymond Green, he won the 2017 Defensive Player of the Year, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, he did win that. So, he looks to, resurge. And he's also, I think top 5 in All-Star voting, because the first All-Star ballot came in, the results. And, Draymond Green can make the All-Star team. So the runner-up for the best defensive team is the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is actually very surprising. Never expected the Cleveland Cavaliers to be like this. 102 points per game allowed. Then the most entertaining team to watch is the Chicago Bulls, led by DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine at the helm. I mean, when the Bulls dished out 2 first-round picks for Nikola Vucevic, the team gave Zach LaVine a true all-star teammate. Then the team lured Lonzo Ball to orchestrate the offense, while executives called for the signing of DeMar DeRozan the worst overall move. They called the signing of DeMar DeRozan the worst overall move. That was actually... The disrespect there was real. Instead, the combination of parts has looked spectacular. The big three of Zach LaVine, DeRozan, and Vucevic has the team thinking of making even the NBA Finals. Even has fans thinking they can even make the finals. So, I mean, they've been playing pretty well. DeMar DeRozan hit back-to-back buzzer beaters. I mean, he hit a one on the Wizards and he hit one on the Pacers. I mean, he hit one on the Pacers and the Wizards, so it was just crazy. The surrounding cast is equally fun. Javonte Green should be considered for the slam dunk contest. Derrick Jones Jr., a former slam dunk champion, should join him. Ayo Dosunmu is playing great defense for a rookie, and he gets the crowd going with his corner threes. And yes, how can you forget about Alex Caruso, who gets MVP chance from the United Center crowd? This team is fun on all levels of basketball. The runners-up for the most entertaining. The most entertaining team to watch is the Golden State Warriors. So yeah. So the most surprising team goes to the Washington Wizards with Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, KCP, Montrezl Harrell, and the crew. I mean, they've just been doing their thing right there. When I saw Westbrook, get traded to the Lakers, and the Wizards got a haul. Right now, the Wizards just won that trade. The Wizards were leading the East Conference at one point and are contending for a top half seed of the conference. It's funny because the Wizards were like a bottom feeding team like 2 seasons ago, but now they're just looking like legit. They look like a legit dark horse team. This comes of the team traded Russell Westbrook, who averaged a triple-double last season. Getting rid of Westbrook was a must, but nobody expected all the trade pieces to fit in this well right out of the gate. Bradley Beal is now being pressed to score 30 points each night so he can take better shots. So Montrezl Harrell is shooting lights out when he shoots, and could be the most improved player this year. Montrezl Harrell is a former 6th man of the year. So Kyle Kuzma is potentially the best role player in the league, while Spencer Dinwiddie is proving to be a very great signing. So the Wizards own a better record than the Lakers. I mean, this goes to show you that the Wizards won the trade in the end, which is who the media pegged as the favorite to win the title when Westbrook came over. I mean, right now it doesn't look like it. I'm a Lakers fan, but I don't fancy the Lakers making the finals. The runners-up for the most surprising team is the Chicago Bulls. Then the most disappointing team this season is the Los Angeles Lakers, my team, which very disappointing. speaking of the Lakers, the world didn't expect the team to be 12-12 and the number 8 seed through their first 24 games of the season. The Lakers were a consensus pick to make the NBA Finals, and the team acquired Russell Westbrook in the offseason to make a big three with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I mean, this is just crazy the way, like, adding Westbrook there just, had the... I feel like Westbrook is not a winning championship point guard. At some point, I don't see it. Instead, the offense has looked cluttered, while Westbrook is among the league leaders in turnovers, which is, very embarrassing for a player of his caliber. You would expect a player of his caliber to take care of the basketball, but he doesn't. If the playoffs started today, the Lakers will be in the play-in tournament as the 8th seed. That was in December. This was early in December. With that said, through 4 8 seeds. With that said, excuse me. Through 8 seeds could be separated by 2 games or less. So, I don't want to see the Lakers in the play-in tournament. So the Lakers were seen as a top team in the conference, though. So even having these conversations is a disappointment, given the expectations that they had prior to the season even starting up. So, the Lakers, very disappointing team. I don't even fancy them to even, make it as the top six team in the West. I just see them in the play-in tournament again, and it's going to be rough for them. The runners-up for the most disappointing team is the Philadelphia 76ers. Then the best home team is the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors own the best home record in the NBA with a 13-2 mark at the Oracle Arena. It's the Chase Center. Oh, Peter, what are you doing? If you remember watching the Warriors on television during their 5-year finals run, you could hear the arena make their mark on how loud it can be. Their wins included taking care of business at home against the Clippers, Grizzlies, Thunder, Hornets, Pelicans, Rockets, Hawks, Wolves, and Bulls at the beginning of the season. The team opened the year playing 9 of their first 12 games at home, including 8 straight games at home. So these guys had just home court advantage, and they just took advantage of it. Their other home wins included beating the Raptors, Sixers, Blazers, Magic, and the epic beatdown of the Suns, who were looking to win 19 straight. So the 102-107 loss to the Spurs the next day put a damper on the homestead, but make no mistake, when you play at Chase Center, you have to be ready, because the Warriors, they're not giving up anytime soon. So the runners-up for the best home team is the Phoenix Suns, rightfully so. But the best road team is the Phoenix Suns. The Suns and Bulls have the most road wins this season, but the Suns are 9-2, while the Bulls are 9-4. For now, the Suns get the nod as the best road team. Their road wins this season include the Lakers, Kings, Grizzlies, Rockets, Wolves, Spurs, Cavaliers, Knicks, and Nets. During the team's 18-game winning streak, their second road trip was capped off with a win over Brooklyn. In 7 straight road games, Devin Booker had led the team in scoring, including 30 points against the Nets. So you can see, the Suns are just in an all-time tear. Like, their 18-game winning streak, they were just going through teams and just, beating them left, right, and center. So the Suns lost their second game on the road at Golden State in the battle of the league's 2 best teams. The Warriors are 7-2 on the road this season. So once some of these teams start playing more road games, we'll have a better gauge on what we can expect moving forward. With that said, the Suns showed they could win on the road, and that effort has carried over to this season. So the runners-up for the best road team is the Chicago Bulls. But, with the best has to be there. With that being said, we have the worst home team, which is the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons have, the worst, have just started off bad, but it's understandable they're a young core. So the Pistons were expected to be in the stellar standing as receiving the first overall pick last year. Cade Cunningham has been struggling. He's 19, and the ship is just sinking. With Detroit sinking to the bottom, fans can only hope that Chet Holmgren comes to town. So that's the only way to do it. And the runners-up is for the worst home team is the Orlando Magic. They have failed to protect home court. Then the worst road team is the Houston Rockets. As bad as the Rockets were projected to be this season, the team is 6-5 at home. When the team starts to travel, that is when it starts to get messy. When the Rockets are on the road, they have compiled a 1-11 record, which is barely better than the Trailblazers, who are 1-10 on the season away from their home. So that's crazy. The Rockets down on a 15-game losing streak this season, which featured road losses at the Lakers twice, Suns, Nuggets, and Warriors. These guys are just, resume builders for other teams. So the Rockets, I don't feel like these guys just, have to. They'll just give them about 5 years to, get things together. After 2 home losses, they then lost to the Thunder, Knicks, and Celtics before breaking their losing streak against the Bulls at home. Now the team is on a 6-game winning streak, which includes their 1 road win at OKC. So the runners-up for the worst road team is the Portland Trailblazers. And those are your awards for the teams. You can see right now, you can see we're almost heading to the All-Star break. So we're just going to have like a gauge on where teams are going to be at. So I'm just optimistic. I feel like with the trade deadline coming up, I'm pretty sure it's going to shake up the landscape for the NBA. I'm going to see some we're just going to see a lot of changes moving forward. So yeah, so that's your video. So if you guys like the video, make sure to leave a feedback down in the comment section down below. Make sure subscribe to the channel, turn on notification posts so that you never miss any new videos that are coming in. And with that being said, man, I'm out. Peace.